Bant has been boring me, so I'm going to play Sultai. Okay, round number one here with Sultai, and I didn't get into the sense of the deck tech because I don't like doing deck techs that much, but I'm down to one Wistfulness because I found that that card is disrupt. Oh, this is Bant. Okay, well, never mind. I recorded a video like I was gonna play Sultai, but I'm just playing Bant. I forgot to change decks. Alright, well, enjoy some Bant Living End, everybody. But anyway, I have two Wistfulness in this list. I'm kind of down on that card. I think I just let the cat resolve, and I'll try to subtlety the Ajani or the Pride. I don't usually cycle main phase, but I really kind of want to get some action going. And I need to know what color to fetch, because if I can get away this whole game without fetching white mana, I'll do it. Okay. Well, I'm going to go fetch white mana now for safety. This is one of the reasons... Oh, wait. No, I am playing Sultai. Wow, my hand just had no black cards in it. I thought I forgot to switch decks. Okay. All right, we are playing the right colors. Never mind. I want to get black mana here. I don't need 2 green with this hand. So I'll get the Undercity Sewers. Don't need that. Really just looking for a Cascade Spell. Or something else to do. Looks like the opponent is holding up Thraben Charm. That's the only reason they would not do anything. Unless they just kept a true clunker of a hand. Anyway, I'm playing one Wistfulness you might have seen in the deck tech in this deck because I've just found that card's kind of disruptive on the mana. It's hard to do a Wistfulness on turn 2 if you're developing your mana otherwise. I'm going to take a look. I don't want to use Subtlety here. But I might bounce one of these. Never mind, they can have that. So the question is, in the face of Thraben Charm, which I think we clearly are, what do we do? Well, we're losing the race badly. So I think it's a pretty clear Cascade. Opponent has Thraben Charm like we expected. I wish I had one more mana so I could use Sky Turtle, but I don't. He targeted both of us. No, he didn't. Okay. So I'm going to bring Commandeer in because they're not playing around it. Let's see what to do here. I think we're just content with the board wipe. I don't want to use Subtlety prematurely. Subtlety is one of my, well, it's not one of my remaining, like I have a lot of interaction here, but I also need to put some power in play and close them out because they're about to build up their board. And they have Pride here, unfortunate. Do I let that resolve? So what does my next turn look like if I Subtlety this? I think I just let it happen. Like, I don't really have any good plays for a while if I Subtlety that, unless I draw something really good here. Like, the best thing I could draw right now would be like Endurance or Formidable Speaker, maybe. Generous and not really what I wanted. Does help me build up a graveyard, though. I'm out of basic forest. Where'd it go? My forest got exiled somehow. Must have been my graveyard. Well, I do want to cast Subtlety. But I think I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to do it with Odawara. I don't really want to take the damage. That was a little bit of a sus play by me. Using Generous Ant to get a land and then not playing it. It's pretty clear I have a 4-mana play. Opponent has Ragavan. I think I'll just sub that. Sub's not guaranteed to do anything better. Although they probably do follow up with the 2-mana play here or a land Flage or something. Oh, they're just going to discharge. I think I actually will force that. If they're worried about that card hitting play, then I think it's worth it to force. And I can always Sky Turtle my Shardless Agent next turn, but the problem is they have a good graveyard. Well, they have two Ocelot Prides, which is kind of good. And 2 Ocelot Prides can build up quickly. Okay. Nothing that good in the graveyard. Like, if I were to board wipe right now, I'd have Sky Turtle Int versus 2 Ocelot Prides. That's pretty good. Yeah, and I can save my own Subtlety. Not going to give him the chance to block Shardless Agent. So, a bit of a whiff by me, a huge whiff by me, not having a Surveil land here when I got it with the Int. Just did not think that through. I'm kind of autopiloting. Need to stop that. If you want to win at Magic, you have to play the game you're playing, not do things that are just generally correct most of the time, because most of the time is not all of the time. I do think the heuristic in this matchup is you want to kill him faster rather than slower because energy snowballs better than we do. So we don't want to give him time. Opponent has the Ajani. That's very not good for us. And just the regular old Ragavan. Well, might have boogered this game up, but I think we would have just been to land anyway. Hopefully we can get there. All right, so I realize I'm letting them flip a Johnny here. I don't want to take a bunch of damage. Well, I took 4 damage. I have this food token though. And I think these guys making tons of creatures are actually scarier than taking additional 2 damage. Okay, first strike damage has happened. Opponent has Thraben Charm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, twice as much. Okay, yeah. Happens. Maybe I should have just played that subtlety. I was a little bit worried about a follow-up Flage. Noteworthy, they could pay for Sky Turtle Ward, but they don't have enough creatures to kill it. That's only 4 damage. Alright, Bro chose to deal 4 damage to the turtle. Gonna flash into subtlety just to block, or to attack, I mean. Let's see what we draw first. I can't draw another Overlord. How do I want to do my mana? Alright, so tap the island only, lands, black. Yeah, I only have 2 black. Okay. Cast. Does wistfulness matter here? I don't think it does. What do I want? How's their graveyard look? Pride, Guide, Pride. My graveyard would be Int, Speaker, Wistfulness. That's not that good. And I have this Overlord in play. So I think what I want is... I don't have anything good to get with Formidable Speaker right now, though. But I don't think I want to just tap out. Yeah, I can't... 1, 2, 3, I can't play my Int next turn and crack the Clue. Huh. I'm going to take Shardless. That opens up possibilities. Attack a Johnny. Then do I want to attack anything else? So they're going to be at... Sorry, this game's taking me a while. They're going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures can attack me. They get through for 4 of them, so I'm taking 4 next turn. 5. I'm taking 5 if I attack with Turtle. I think that's a worthwhile trade. They cannot block. Johnny dies. Just gotta hope they draw bad. Okay, they're going straight to combat. I guess I could have taken Speaker last turn to go get Endurance, but then I don't have another Cascade anyway. I was off by 1 damage. They're going to do 1 more if they attack with everything than I thought. So we want to block with that, obviously, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not even lethal. I'm going to block the cat, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flage kills me if I do that. They can have the cat token. Well, they're going to get 2 of them. And this Overlord could actually make another living end really good, depending on what I hit next turn. Okay, we figured it out. Ooh, that took me a while. All right, I haven't sideboarded with Sultai for a while. I think I want Commandeer. Um, do I want Halo Forager? This card's kind of weak, although it could hit like Galvanic Discharge in their graveyard. I guess 1 copy Foundation Breaker, and then out comes the Street Wraiths. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, this hand, I can pitch the Commandeer to the Force. I view Commandeer as Force of Negation number 5, and in some very specific situations, it's like a force that you can use on your turn. I will keep this. Endurance is good in the matchup. Force of Negation can be really good in the matchup for like Blood Moon and Goblin Bombardment. Fortunately, our opponent starts on a tap land, so they're not getting off to a blistering pace. Harvester of Misery, that's nice. We'd like to see that. We don't need that. I'm not super concerned about using Commandeer because I just have a force I can pitch it with. That last game, though, would have been a great Commandeer hand. All my cards were blue. My cards were so blue I thought I was playing Bant. Goblin Bombardment, I don't think so. And even though they're a creature deck, that's why you leave force in. We'll go Force Cycle. Get Hedge Maze. I just want lands. I don't want that. Now I realize that could have picked up Generous Ent, so maybe that was a little bit clutch. Like I could play a super duper slow 3rd land, but I think I have an okay shot of just getting one. Or I could draw a Living End. All right. At least I have the Formidable Speaker in Sultai now to discard this Living End. I mean, you could play it in Bant too. I actually might like this card more than Wistfulness. I think Wistfulness is flashier. I will let this hit me because I would rather get a Guide of Souls. Or an Ajani. Yeah, I still think Guide of Souls is more dangerous. Well, that sucks. I should have taken the guaranteed slow 3rd land in hindsight. The problem now is even when I hit a 3rd land, I'm still not really close to a combo. Like Formidable Speaker, Charlotte's Agent's pretty slow and pretty telegraphed. Our opponent knows to pump the brakes. Now they know to slam the gas. But when you go Formidable Speaker and get Charlotte's Agent, and they can also just have Blood Moon. Yeah, okay. I don't think we need to keep playing. So that didn't work out. It was a 2-lander that never drew a 3rd land. Do I want to change anything? I don't think so. All right, let's win this game instead. That's a no combo hand that has Living End in it, so I'll mulligan. That is a 2-lander that hurts, but I can cast a turn 2 Overlord. So I will keep, and I think the put back here is actually Curator. Yeah, I think it's Curator. I think that Endurance is actually pretty good against them. Do a big ouchie there and pass the turn. I think Endurance and Sky Turtle are actually both valid interaction for the matchup. So I don't need just the generic 1 card draw. we can go ahead and get Overgrown Tomb. Force Negation, not bad. Protects against Blood Moon. I think I want to pick up this Generous Int. If I don't hit a combo next turn, I can actually at least get a land. Man, Overlord should pick up lands. I should just win the game if I play Overlord, really. That's what I'm getting at. Opponent is going to Ragavan me, and they're heavily incentivized to cast Blood Moon if they have it. Opponent hits Island. That's going to make Blood Moon better. Okay. Opponent gets basic planes and plays Goblin Bombardment. I think that's also a good card to counter. I don't have to use Endurance as a trick. I can just use it as a beater. They're still representing Orm's Chant, so something to think about. Land here would be great, though. No, it's another Overlord. I'm just going to get basic Forest and play it. All right, well, the thing is, if they play Blood Moon next turn, Wistfulness can't do anything. So I think I'll pick up the Generous Int again. Does that make sense? I'm not going to pitch anything to Subtlety because I only have one blue card and it's Shardless Agent. Wistfulness doesn't do anything if they have Blood Moon. Neither does Generous Int. I already have my basic Forest. Curator Mysteries is a blue card with nothing to pitch it to. So I think the right play here is Int. I can get another land next turn. I feel like this is Wrenn and 6 now. All right. The shields are completely down. Besides these overlords, I guess. If two impended Overlord of the Balemercs can beat Boros Energy, I would be shocked, but not displeased. Opponent gets Endurance. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. And they have so many cards in their hand that they're just saving up for a post-Living End explosion. This is what I think the better Boros Energy players have been doing. Yeah, you want to use both of those treasures for green. There you go. So if I draw a green card here, I can assemble an okay board. Yeah, what you do is if you can't beat the first Living End, you don't try to, and then you just go off after the first Living End. Because like I said, this deck can snowball really good. It reminds me of old Affinity. Like, it can just do so much sudden burst damage. All right, well, I think now we're pretty much priced into another, to a Living End, I mean. Hopefully we draw a green card here. Not really what I wanted. This is going to hurt a little bit. So I guess we have to get breeding pool. Remember, island is exiled. Pay 2. We at least get a generous int. And I'm really just trying to... Oh, they're going to orange chant. Okay. Yeah, that happens. Alright, well, opponent got us pretty good. We knew that was a card they could have. Now we're just hanging on for dear life. It's a good thing I took 7 damage from my lands this game. There's Flage. That's going to deal a lot of damage. They take out Charlotte's Agent. They get in for 6. I go to 3. Next turn, I can't even block. Yeah, I don't have a chance. There's no way I can win this game. Because even another living end now wouldn't be enough with Flage. Alright, opponent has Bombardment. That's game. It was already game, but they have Bombardment too. Let's go on to round number 2 and see if it's any better to us. Okay, we're back for hopefully a better round, and well, at least I can discard my living end. Another bit of a slow hand, and we need a third land, something fierce. This is a situation where Overlord on the Baelmerk is a little bit hard on the mana because I want to get a tap land, but if I were to just rip a Overlord of the Baelmerk off the top of my deck, I would want a non-tap land, obviously. I'm going to just go get a tap swamp. This looks like it's either an Ice Fang Coatl Birthing Ritual deck, or Living End, or Neoform. Those tend to be the 3 decks that play Misty Rainforest. Actually, I want Undercity Sewers. Yeah. Alright, the computer's having a rough time already. It just is what it is. If you watch my channel, you see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is the one. There's 2 reasons I'm not crazy about Sultai. One of them is the extreme pressure on your mana in the first 2 turns of the game for the exact reason we just saw. And the second is that you tend to not have as many blue cards in your hand for Force of Negation and Subtlety and stuff like that. So unfortunately, we're just going to have to play our tap land. I'll keep that on top. That's a 3rd land. And now I've just kind of missed the boat for Overlord. Whereas Bant doesn't have this problem. Bant can do setup turns on turns 1 and 2. Sultai doesn't really get setup turns in the same way. Alright, looks like we're playing against the living end at least, so I have time to sputter around and do nothing. Which is the kind of Magic I like to play, don't get me wrong. I'm glad I kept 7. And I think this matchup is a really good test of, maybe it's just a test of getting lucky, but I think it's a good test of game sense and skill. Because you want to like be either so far ahead your opponent can't do anything about it, or you want to be like just barely behind in most areas of the game, besides cards in hand. We always want cards in hand. So I'm safe from living end for a while. So I'm going to get Formidable Speaker going. And I say I'm safe from living end. See, even though I'm behind in Graveyard, arguably, yeah, you know, this might be a game where I have to shut off OBS to finish it because we're already going pretty slow. I'm behind in Graveyard by a little bit, but that's not going to matter if I counter living end, and then I can get ahead when they commit resources that I don't have to commit. That being said, it is 7 cards in hand of 5. I am going to get Endurance. This is great. I like this. And now I have a beater in play. And it's not nothing just to have something in play that didn't cost you anything. Alright, yeah, see, they're way ahead in Graveyard. Opponent does not have turn 3 Cascade. We also know that they probably don't have Subtlety in their hand. I think they would have used it on Formidable Speaker, but maybe not. Maybe they're playing the long game because it's pretty obvious that I would get Endurance with that, so they could be saving the Subtlety for that. They get Endurance, Halo Forager. They're going to take Endurance there like 100%. Yep. Okay. Well, we're actually falling behind because now our opponent has initiative with the Overlord. And I like Street Wraith in this matchup. Let's try to hit a land. I missed. I think I want to keep green-blue mana open. I'll go get my Troll. Yeah, and we'll crash the game. Oh, you know what the problem is? I have Microsoft Excel open. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Alright. I'm going to close Microsoft Excel real quick. Alright, Microsoft Excel is closed. Peak performance has been restored. Charlotte's Agent, Subtlety, Street Wraith, Troll. I'm low on blue cards. I'm going to take the land. Get the tap land. Don't think I need that. If I was more even or ahead on cards, I think I would keep Sink into Stupor just as another option of something to do. But being behind, I really need to have the cards in my hand be very high quality if I can't have more than my opponent. A funny thing that happens in this matchup sometimes is you don't realize it, but they drew all their living ends and they can't do anything about it. There's a Deceit. Well, the good news is he can't take all my endurances. The bad news is I'm getting Thought Seized. Okay, there's a Curator of Mysteries. I'm not going to deposit that into my graveyard yet. What do I do here? I think we just attack and let our overlords tick down. Okay, I'm going to have to probably speed this game up or go into no talk mode because I have to play really fast. I'm already at 19 minutes and this game's not even close to over. I don't like that. So let's go ahead and just cast. Actually, hang on. Let's see if they stack their triggers right. Yeah, they stack them right. Okay. Opponent probably has Subtlety here. Nice, they don't. Alright, that buys me some time. Even though I'm behind on cards, that definitely bought me some time. So now I don't need to use this curator aggressively. Okay, they take my force of negation. It looks like they're still trying to force through a living end. There's Overlord. That's fine. They can pick up their deceit again, I suppose. Yeah, that's what they're going to get. And remember, they still have endurance in their hand, so I'm going to just hang on to this curator. I think I'll play that land, though. Okay, they're pretty close to deceased now. We have protection for one force, or for one living end. And they already discarded one living end, but then they put it back in their deck when I endurance them, so never mind. There's a deceit. Oh boy. Well. One, two, three, four, five. Wonder what, at what point do they just hang on to that and try to cast it? I guess they got it back for free. Oh man. The problem is I can't just ship priority with this. Okay, now they can living end. Now the endurance. Yeah. Alright, well, this is going to get pretty bad pretty fast for me. If I draw Force Negation here, then playing my land untapped was really bad. At least I can get Generous Ant going, maybe. Okay, they Shardless Agent, they trigger Cascade. So they're going to get 4 creatures back. I'm only going to get 2, but one of mine's going to have flying. Take that Hedge Maze. Yeah, that was, this is pretty bad. My only hope here is somehow just killing them with Curator. Or my own living end. If I had Wind Color, oh no, never mind. They have Reach. Endurance has Reach. I'm not sure what else I could have done this game, really. I know I started the matchup by saying this is a skill-intensive matchup, but I feel like I did things right. Just, they had chained Deceits, which I think is what did me in. This is a card I'm choosing not to play at the moment. Maybe I should try. I just think the mana is extremely difficult to pull off with this card. Alright, well, at least I can live in the next turn. That doesn't even accomplish very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, well, I gotta send everybody. No, because I just have to send that. Because if they block Generous Ant, Overlord dies and then they get it back. Well, that was, I mean, they were getting through for 5. I guess that wasn't lethal. Okay, I might have played that bad. Let's... I think actually the play here that I have to do is discard that. Get my own endurance, and then just bank on top decking a Shardless Agent. Because if I live in it right now, they get back so many creatures. Yeah, I got endurance. I'll graveyard that. Oh, that's bottom of library. Shoot. All right, well, I'm going to shuffle anyway. I need to get breeding pool here. And I'm just going to cast this now before they can untap and draw something and have lands open. Okay, setting up for my future living end that I'm going to draw next turn. As expected, the opponent smashes with everything. Shoot, they put 3 creatures in. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess I should have waited for these to attack to endurance. I wanted to get it in under a subtlety because if they had subtlety, I just lost the game. No, I don't want that to die. But I also don't want to take 2 damage. So I'll block like that. Okay. Opponent goes ahead and just living ends for me. Or they're just putting a blocker in play. No, they're not. Okay. This is a great wasting of time for them. I had to live in next turn anyway. No, maybe not. Maybe they just didn't have a creature they could play. Get rid of their graveyard. Interestingly enough, they don't have an endurance, so I'm going to keep my graveyard. My creatures have keyword small because of Wake Roof Waves, so this attack isn't very threatening. And they're going to get their Overlord too here. All right, go to my draw step, and it's not what I needed, so we will concede the game. Wow, I can't even concede the game fast. Okay, well, this video kind of sucks right now because my computer's being particularly shitty right now. Concede. Concede the game. All right, finally, our clock stopped after wasting another 30 seconds. All right, this might just not be a tenable situation, but I'll assume it is. We're going to bring in... I don't have a lot. I'm going to bring in 3 Mysticals, Ashiok. I don't think I want Inevitable Betrayal. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try Inevitable Betrayal. I'm not advocating necessarily for this type of play, but I just want to see what happens. And also, I'm so far behind, I don't think, on time, I mean, I don't know if I can win one of those games, and I guess I'll take out these Overlords too. I don't know if I can win games like that come down to like chaining a bunch of living ends just because I might run out of time. Nice. Like, are you serious? Okay, so I complain a lot that I always draw Inevitable Betrayal, and that's true. I can't keep this hand anyway. Okay, I'll keep that. I need land. I'll just put back Inevitable. Easy. And if I can ever make it to my main phase, we might have a game. I don't need to leave up Mystical early in the game. They don't cast any blue spells. Play the gosh darn Hedge Maze. We will bin anything that's not a land or a cascade spell. I'm just going to go looking for this now. All right, there's a land. I don't want to take 100 damage, so I'm just going to play this. Although I could have just played it tapped. Yeah, it's actually, all right, I'm just kind of tilted right now because of the way my computer is performing. I should have played one of these tapped. That way I could play a painless land next turn and cast for middle speaker. They might counter that, but at least it's one less counter for a spell that's more impactful. I shall go ahead and cycle. A generous end would be nice. Endurance is also nice, don't get me wrong. All right. I'm going to hold up Counterspell here and pass the turn. Next turn, I can play Ashiok with Counterspell backup. I could have just jammed Ashiok into play there, but they probably had Mystical Dispute or Force Negation or something. Okay. Let's see. What's the first thing I want to do? I think the first thing I want to do is Ashiok, because next turn they could have Subtlety, and that would be easier. That would be cheaper for them to play. So I'm going to take the damage again. Play Ashiok. The first thing I Inevitable Betrayal is likely to die anyway. Let's go ahead and counter that, hopefully. Does Ashiok resolve? It does. We like to see that, and they can't even flash in a threat to attack it. It's very nice. That buys a lot of time. Now, Ashiok will not slow them, but it really slows them down. It forces them to play a very different kind of game. All right, so now we're ahead in 2 axes out of 3. We're ahead on board. We're ahead in graveyard. We're behind on cards in hand, though. We spent the entire last game behind on cards in hand and pretty much behind in graveyard. So I would say we are in a neutral state here. I don't think we're in an advantage state yet because right now they have 3 cards, or we have 3 cards in our hand and they have 7. So I need to find a way to leverage the advantages I do have. And the way you do that is by rolling with punches. When you're low but not out of things to do in a matchup like this, you don't want to throw them away. When you're out of things to do and you draw it, you might as well just cast it. Let's surveil. What would I like here? I will take a mystical. That's good with me. And I'm feeling pretty safe, actually. I know I just put mystical on top, but Let's just jam. They can't hardcast an endurance or anything right now. If they want a force of negation, then this is Mind Rot that gets a dude. It's like that Turok card, ETB, it's 2 mana. Or it's a 2/1 and it kicks and they discard 2. I mean, it's kind of like that, basically. Okay, nice. What do we want? I think I just want Overlord. They have one Curator of Mysteries, okay. I think I want Overlord. If we get Generous Int, they can never block it for a while. But anyway, take Overlord. I'm going to take one of these blue cards. I think the blue card is right. Blue cards and green cards in hand are a resource in this deck. And I already have a Formidable Speaker, and I already have Endurance. They can Endurance me, that's fine. That cost them 2 cards. What'd they exile? I guess we don't know. And they Force Cycle, good for them. Opponent has Cascade. Let's see what they do. My guess is they have Living End. They cast the Summon Computer Freeze spell. No, it is responding. You just gotta wait for it to respond. Okay. What a trash video. All right, we win. I wonder what they were. They just didn't want to even show us maybe that they were on Inevitable Betrayal. I mean, I think if they had Inevitable Betrayal, they would have gotten it there because they could have put a Overlord in play, and then we would have been pretty neutral on the board. Do I want Commandeer as another counterspell? No, I don't think so. The only thing that they're really going to have is Mystical and Force of Negation. I don't think those are the best Commandeer targets in this matchup. Actually, I think Overlord's a little better than I gave it credit for here. Take out Street Wraith. I think we can do that. Okay, there's all my sideboard cards and no lands. Also, my theory is undefeated. This card just wants to be in my opening hands. Maybe I need to like sell these copies and trade them in for different copies. Oh, look, it's this card again. I'll keep. Done. All right, drawing an Endurance would be great. Drawing another land would be all right. A black tap land would be pretty good here. They left their card on top for what it's worth. Okay. I'm going to go get probably Overgrown Tomb, impend the Overlord, and then at least we'll have stuff in our graveyard. Maybe we can pick up an Endurance. It looks like that's what opponent is doing also. Oh, it's Deceit. Okay. Well, I have to use my Ent now. If they take my Ent, then I can never use Overlord for a while anyway. Take the Overgrown Tomb. Overlord of the Balemark's just doing a number on our mana base. This could have been a tap land if this wasn't Overlord of the Balemark, but they're going to take it anyway. But if I got a tap land there, they could just laugh at me and then take Formidable Speaker or Shardless Agent. They see that I'm totally shields down until I get this Formidable Speaker in play. And that's a good reason for them, if I cast Formidable Speaker, for them to just subtlety it, even though it itself isn't the combo. Because I won't be able to get Endurance. If they have Endurance, they're just like miles ahead. Deceit goes to the graveyard. As expected, they take Overlord. Maybe I'll get to use a Disciple, really. This card's pretty cool. I don't know if this card should be in the deck. It's not green, and it's not blue, and it's not a very good land. And my computer is crashing again. Magic Online. Does anyone know what I should do to make this better? I mean, I have the specs of my computer are such that I should not be struggling like this. I'm going to give myself the opportunity to discard this Disciple, so I'm not going to play it yet. We're at least ahead in graveyard at the moment. And that's not necessarily true anymore. Let's see, they have Deceit, Subtlety, Generous, and Overlord. They probably pick up Subtlety, here's my guess. I think they should. No, they pick up Generous, and they must be out of lands. Okay, there's Mystical. Force Negation, pretty good draw. I think I'm gonna pitch this other speaker because I want Force Blue card next. No, do I even need Force Blue card next turn? Okay, if they have Endurance, I need Force Blue card. So I'm gonna get my own Endurance. Come on. All right, like I don't even know if I should upload this video anymore because like these games are pretty good, but they're just constantly interrupted. All right, we're back from the interruption. I'm going to discard my Formidable Speaker to get an Endurance. Sky Turtle might have been a good pickup there too. Now I've got a Beat Stick in play with 2 power. All right, let's keep the graveyards popped out. I got 4 creatures. They have 3. Now they have 4 also, so their graveyard's bigger than ours. My creatures, we both have Overlord. If I untap with this Mystical, that's pretty good. I would like a land here. Didn't get it. If the opponent goes for a living end, I can have such a big stack fight. Opponent is not going for the living end, though. What to do? I think I'm going to just put the screws to them. They could cast Subtlety here. Whoop-de-doo. If they cast Subtlety here, I draw I draw Endurance next turn. And then what do they do? They have Mystical. Do I want to fight over that? Yes. I think either way this turns out okay for me. It was going to be hard with my mana situation to use all these anyway. Alright, we got 2 Mysticals out of them for the price of 3 cards. Oh, it was a 3 for 2. Okay, well. They're tapped out now. If I draw a land, that'd be sick. It's not a land, but another Shardless Agent's pretty good there. Let's just go for it. They're on force or nothing right now. I mean, they could live in it next turn, but I'm at least going to get an Overlord and put something in my hand. Okay, they have force. Alright, well now I'm a sitting duck, but for this Shardless Agent. And the thing that's kind of a reason not, I think, to bring in... Well, I don't know. This matchup is such a weird dance because, like, usually when you're bringing in Inevitable Betrayal, you don't care about your graveyard, but I still do because my graveyard it's like a mutually assured destruction kind of threat. Where as long as I can still keep a decent graveyard, they're limited in with their options. So Endurance is still good against me, even though I'm not a graveyard deck per se anymore. Alrighty. Golly. Alright, let's attack. That was the wrong land, but it's still a land. I would have really preferred it be blue. Opponent casts Endurance. We do not care. Alright, so now the only thing that gets us is Mystical Dispute. If the opponent has a Mystical Dispute, we can confirm they wanted it more. Okay, if they don't want this to die, that means they're going to cast Living End soon. I guess I shouldn't have played my land there. I'm priced into getting Overlord now. Anything else that I want? Actually, you know what? So what if I got Endurance? Because this is looking like they're going to Living End next turn. The thing is, though, if I get Endurance, then their Overlord comes off suspend, and they have a 5/5 and a 3/4 versus a 2/2, a 2/2, or a 2/4, 2/2, and a 5/5. So I'm gonna get, or a 3/4. I mean, I'm gonna get. Waker of Waves does nothing. I'm gonna get Overlord. All right. I don't even know if I take anything. Well, yeah, I guess I take Street Wraith. Because I can just use it. Okay, their last card in hand better be a Cascade spell. They're still digging, or they just are also just styling on us before? No, they're still digging. Guess I'll cycle. They don't appear to have it. A forest cycle. I can go get a breeding pool. Finally get my second blue mana. Overlord comes off suspend. A bounce spell would be good. One, two, three. Do I need to shock this in? Yes, I do. Blue. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Black. Any color. It resolves. That's good for us. They can't kill me on the crackback. So I'm going to attack with everybody. Even if they had endurance, they can't kill me on the crackback. What do I want? I can't use Charlotte's Agent here. Is there any... Halo Forger, no. Okay, I'm just going to take Charlotte's Agent. That way, in case anything... Well, I don't actually have... Shoot, I'm out of stuff to get with Charlotte's Agent. Never mind, that was stupid. Darn, that was dumb. Oh, that was a small think. I forgot. I'm out of Inevitable Betrayals because one of them's exiled. Oh no, never mind. One of them's back in my deck now. All right, we're good. I get 3 for 2. My Overlord lives, so does theirs. These cards bounce. If they cast like a big blue spell, I can counter it. All right, I swear, I think we're gonna win this game. This is this is like achievement unlocked at this point. Most interruptions in a Magic game. There's no way I upload this. That'd be irresponsible of me to put this on YouTube. All right, so they have to attack my Planeswalker. And they do. They hit Deceit, Subtlety, Charlotte's Agent. All right, so now all of a sudden, their living end's looking pretty good. Okay, this is, I think, a strike against Ashiok. I mean, it came down at a key point in the game. It did its thing, and it doesn't matter at all. So I would say don't use Ashiok as a graveyard hate spell. Just use it as a library search spell. Anti-library search. I really don't think it's that good as an anti-graveyard card. It's too fragile. Like, I think Tormod's Crypt might even be better than this. Not for us, but just in general. That really sucks. Oh my gosh. That sucks so hard. Oh no, he's just bouncing. Nice, he's doing bounce mode. Alright. I'm glad he didn't thought seize me. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. Wait, where did it go? Where does this card put the thing that it bounces? I thought I put it to hand. Yeah, okay. Golly. Golly gee. Oh, it's owner's hand because it was theirs. Okay. Makes sense. Still not blue. Can't counter it. Alright, well, they need... I mean, I have 4 power in play. What can they do here? All right, we win. Gosh, what a nightmare. Round number 3 of the most painful living end league of all time. I'll keep this. This actually has good mana. All right. We can just go ahead and surveil. I don't need that. I'm good on fetch lands. Well, land fetch. Opponent plays a very dramatic steam vents. It looks like prowess. All right, that was a horrible draw. Let's get our Overlord going. And we hit stone nothing except this Curator of Mysteries. I guess I'll pick it up. It's a blue card for my subtlety. We are nowhere near living end at the moment. So right now I'm pretty much just a punching bag. I would have liked one of those Force of Negations for the Corey Steel Cutter our opponent's probably going to play. Oh no. My hand just has negative cancel tilt right now. I heard someone talk about that. I have no idea what it means, but it sounds funny. I think it means like your chin points the wrong way. It makes women hate you. But they don't even know that they hate you. So you hate yourself and they don't even know why, but they still hate you. All right. I think we can go ahead and draw a Cascade spell now. Would be swell. Generous Scent is the better of the two cyclers to have in the graveyard at this moment. Because 5/7 reach and it gains 3 life. Don't need that. Okay, opponent could pretty much just kill us next turn, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. And this is one of the problems with Bant. Like, if you think the Overlords are replacing Ardently, I missed out on a living end this game. Oh, no, you don't. Just go ahead and fire off the cards I have before the game ends. That's something I tend to not do correctly against more aggressive strategies. Is I've noticed that I just tend to lose games with cards in my hand, so I'm going to try to stop doing that. If you're going to lose a game, at least throw everything you can at it. But it's a balancing act, because if your opponent has designs of playing a slower game, you don't want to just hand vomit everything into your graveyard. We got about one turn to draw a Shardless Agent here. Maybe a Foundation or a Formidable Speaker. Opponent's going to burn us with a Lava Dart. I think this is lethal. I'm not going to count. Yeah, that's lethal. Okay. You can't beat me, I quit. What to do, what to do. So, like, maybe on the play, Mystical is good. I don't think I want Force of Vigor. I think I do want a Foundation Breaker. And I think I'll take out not Overlords. I think I'll take out Street Wraiths. Harvester of Misery is pretty good, actually. Want that card. Wistfulness is a little slow. What else is slow? Overlord's a little slow. But I am taking out my ways to find Cascade. Disciple's a little slow, but it's a land. I think I want the Disciple ability in my graveyard. Take out a Subtlety. Subtlety's not that good. Take out 2 Subtleties because they're getting replaced by these Harvesters. Put the Overlord back in. As you saw in the last game, getting enough Cascade can be a problem. Well, this hand's pretty good. It's got Cascade. It's got a Living End in it, but nobody's perfect. I like Surveilling turn 1. It's free. It doesn't cost me a blue card from my hand, and it doesn't hurt. So I'm kind of a big fan of 3 Surveil lands. I think I'm going to go back to 3 Surveil lands in my Living Index and cut my reliance on Wistfulness down to like 1 or 0. I really don't think Sultai needs Wistfulness because we already have a clunky 2-mana mega card draw spell. All right, what would I like? I already have 2 Cascade spells, so I don't need to dig for Mystical Dispute. If they counter 1 Living End, I could simply just cast the next one. But then I'd be out, so I can't do that forever. I'll get the Sewers. I don't have an Endurance, and I have another green land at the moment. Unlike Trump, he doesn't have any green lands at the moment. All right, well, okay. Remember what I said about having 2 Living Ends left? Now I only have 1. And I'm just going to cycle now. It doesn't matter if I don't draw a blue card because I can only have 1 Living End, and I've got 2 Shardless Agents. That was a pretty good draw. I can follow up. Now opponent's just kind of cooked unless they have Force of Negation. The question is, if I draw a green card, will I throw my Endurance into the graveyard too? And I think I would. I don't think he's going to be a surprise blocker this game. I think I have enough initiative. All right, games like this are a really important test for Living End because I have a mega advantage state right now. If we cannot close out this advantage state, no green card by the way, that's oppressive, then this probably just isn't the deck that we wish it was. That's the problem I've been having with Living End. Well, actually, shoot, that wasn't a very big Living End. Well, anyway, I got flyers. I've got my Endurance. I'm ready to plow. This isn't a deck that holds back. They go pretty much balls to the wall, even if they suspect you're going to combo. Opponent has Slick Shot Show Off in the Exile Zone. I've got an Endurance to block that. Disky play. I think I'm just going to play that land. That way in the future, if I draw Subtlety, I can cast it. I'm also 1 step closer to a hard cast Overlord. I'm only 3 hands away from a hard cast Turtle. Also Wistfulness. Wistfulness is a real 5-drop. There is the Show Off. There's no need to show off. Opponent has a second to show off. We could be done here. They Lava Dart. I don't have any blue cards. And exiling this Lava Dart, I think that we prevent the most damage by blocking with this Endurance. So I think we just have to let Lava Dart go. They're going to cast it again from their graveyard. Fun fact, Endurance is a land destruction spell, as you're about to witness. See? Wish this living end was blue. That would be based in red pilled. Well, actually, it would be blue, but you know what I mean. We shall block. Does mutagenic growth kill me here? Puts me to 1 at the moment. Nice. We go to 1. 1's not 0. Let's go. Okay. Subtlety is a good draw. What do I want to attack with? I think just the Shardless Agent. I'm dead to like a haste Swift Spear, even with... No, I'm not actually. Never mind. That's a DRC. I will just prevent that from hitting the table. My opponent wasn't dead last turn if I attacked with everybody. A burn spell at any point in time kills me. Okay, they give up. Third game. Do I want this other Foundation Breaker? Also, Subtlety was kind of good there on the draw. I'm going to take out this Disciple. Oh, Disciple could be really good if it enters play, though. I mean, like, so could my whole deck. I think maybe Formidable Speaker's too slow. Okay. I mean, these Overlords came to party. I've got 3 lands. I'm gonna keep... Well... I mean... Ugh. I can't use Curator on curve. I think I'm actually going to send this hand back. I think it's too slow. This is a 6-card hand. I'm going to send this back because I don't have any good interaction. Like, I don't have any interaction at all. And by the time Overlord comes down, Steel Cutter could already be tearing me a new one, so I'm going to mulligan. Okay, that one can at least recover from a Steel Cutter. I'll keep... I don't think I have time for both these Overlords. This is basically the same hand, but better. So it's not the same hand. I think I get Basic Island here. Oh, never mind, I drew Basic Island. What land do I play? I think I'm going to use Generous Int to get Overgrown Tomb, so I should play Basic Island, and I need to use the mana right now, so I'm going to play it now. Shout out to my computer, it's doing much better in this match. I'm just going to force cycle. May not have to do it next turn. I'm going to get Overgrown. Opponent has 3 red creatures in play. I think that the that discard Archfiend of whatever would be a good draw. The discards to -2/-2. I think that's the card I'd most like to draw. Lava Dart goes to the graveyard and they use it. Okay. Getting a little dicey here already. They are down to 1 land though on turn 2. Because Generous Int is actually a land destruction spell. Okay, Endurance wasn't bad. I've got to take the damage. Hopefully that's the last damage I take this game. I could also just be done on turn 3. Oh, man. I'm going to take Curator because I just need to draw badly a Cascade spell. Opponent has free reign to just do anything they want. If they give DRC Delirium, I think I'm going to use Endurance. That's a preordain. That's a lot of damage. Okay, I think we pretty much just need a Cascade spell off the top. There's another Swift Spear. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I need to have a Cascade spell immediately. See if he uses this bauble. Nice, he used it. Okay. He's gonna send with everybody. Shrink the Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's not quite lethal if they're done casting spells. Go to 1 again. Fetch lands offline. Need Cascade. Not Cascade. Alright, well. Another downside. We've seen 2 out of 3 rounds where the downside of Sultai is very obvious. You just don't have the combo density that you need in these aggressive matchups. It's really good in matchups, I think, that go on forever. But that's not what we're playing against, and that's not what you're likely to see a lot of, I think, in Modern at the moment. Round number 4 against 14 Soren's Obliterator with an okay hand that at least has free interaction. If nothing else, it's got free interaction in it. And also just another confused Lost Living End. Okay, Shadowy Backstreet. They might not be joking. They might actually be playing Soren. Land would have been a good draw, but we'll take that. It's going to be a painful start with our mana base. Overlord does a number on your life total in the early stages of the game because I got a shock. I don't have to shock, actually. I could go get Island. But I have a lot of mana requirements, so I'm not going to. Snow-covered plains, this is peculiar. I'm going to get non-basics intentionally because I think this person might be playing land destruction. So let's get breeding pool. Shock it in. I could have also gone Watery Grave Forest, but I just have a feeling I'm going to want my basic lands in my deck this game. So I'll get the Overgrown Tomb. Also, it looks like Ophelia, most likely. I will fire off a Subtlety to protect Ophelia. Protect me against Ophelia. Well, alright, we need that Wistfulness now. Or Foundation, or Formidable Speaker. Because we are running out of Living Ends in deck. I have a feeling this is what happened to our Living End opponent in round 2. Learn my lesson. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to take the land when I don't have a third land. Opponent has Bowmasters. Okay. For the sake of just getting him off my back, I'm going to Subtlety that. Even though I basically have negative cards in hand right now. Ocelot Pride. This is black-white energy. Show me a land. And not a living end. Alright. We take those. I will get a blue land and play it tapped. Don't think I need a fourth land right now. I can pretty much cruise with 3 for a while. Okay, game 1, I think we should do okay against this deck. I don't know what they're going to have on their sideboard. I'm assuming they're going to have, in their main deck, they're going to have Solitude. So I hope I draw a green card next turn. And I don't mean that I want to enter the United States with a residence permit. What I mean is that I want a green card so that when they go to Solitude me a bunch of times, I can get them with Endurance. That was not a green card. Well, let's see. How's my graveyard looking? Say they pitched a bunch of Solitudes. Do I want to play this Otawara? I'm not going to play Otawara. It actually has potential in my hand. This game's looking kind of bad, and I have 2 living ends in hand, which means I'm low on cards. So I need absolutely the most quality I can get out of my cards. I mean, we could also just table flip our opponent and cheese them out of the game. That's also welcome. All right, that's the last living end out of the deck. I at least get to refill my hand up a little bit here. I'm actually going to put that on top. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to top that because they could play like a board wipe, I guess, next turn. They have like Bantu's Last Reckoning. I don't need another Shardless Agent because I got one on top, so I'll take Curator. Now I will play my lands. I want to hit land drops. I got this food token I can eventually use. I got this Curator I can cycle. Ready to plow. And also Curator being blue for force is nice. Hey, look at that. It worked out. No real idea what our opponent's doing over there. They look like they got mana screwed. I'm going to bring in things that are just good against weenies. Do I want Dismember for Ocelot Pride? Because I might. I don't want to take out Street Wraith. It seems pretty good. I'm tempted to take out Wistfulness, but they could have annoying artifacts or enchantments. Having Formidable Speaker to search it up still seems okay. I have my doubts that Halo Forager is gonna ever target a living end successfully. Black-white decks are really good at messing with the graveyard, so I'm gonna take that out. I mean, like, if they surgical all my Shardless Agents, then oh well. This didn't seem like a great force matchup, so I'll take out 2 of those. Oops, that's 61 cards. I'll take out a Street Wraith too. No, never mind. All right. Into Bowmasters, I don't love Street Wraith because it's a lot of damage, but Street Wraith can make up for it by turning sideways to deal 3 damage. Uncontested, undisputed. King of all board states that have swamps on the other side of them. Game 2 against Black-White Unknown question mark. Sure, I'll keep this. I was just saying Street Wraith's kind of mid, but at least I can get them in under Bowmasters. We shall keep. Also, If they are a blue deck, this hand has Colossal Sky Turtle to bounce Psychic Frog, which is incredible. And then one thing I'll also add is this deck has Sky Turtle to bounce Psychic Frog if they are a blue deck that couldn't find blue mana last game. There's Guide of Souls. So I'm going to fire these Street Wraiths off before they get Bowmaster mana anyway, so I might as well do it now and look for a Subtlety. I think I would Subtlety this Guide of Souls just to slow them down. Hey, look who it is. That's a lot of damage, and they're probably just going to exile my graveyard anyway. Okay, well, I have cast 2 Lightning Bolts at my own face. If anybody thought I wasn't serious about cycling, you know. You already know what it is. At least if this Guide of Souls becomes a problem, we have Sky Turtle. Phil Meyer. Still unclear to me what our opponent's doing. All right, we have Void Mirror. All right, we can turtle that away. Not turtle, we can wistfulness that away. If no colored mana was spent to cast it. They didn't need to do that. They could have done that next turn, but anyway. I'm going to cycle this now before they have Bowmasters. I'm asking to get Bogart Trawlered, but that's okay. And now I'm going to play this tapped. That's good. That sets up a fetch for a forest next turn so I can wipe out Voidmere if that's even still our biggest problem next turn. Also, Odawara is a real solution to Voidmere. I have enough lands that I can discard a land this game and probably be okay. Opponent has an Overlord of the Baelmerk. Our creatures are probably better than theirs. Unless they hit like a Solitude here. Let's see. Sanctifier and Vec. Exile all cards that are black or red from all graveyards. Well, shoot. That's a lot of my cards. But it's like I was just saying. Black-white has a really easy time dealing with graveyards. Okay. Cascade spell right now. That's an Overlord. They don't have that much of a clock going. I think I can actually Overlord. I'm looking to fill up my graveyard with some creatures that are neither black or red. That's good. I'll take the troll out because it doesn't hurt me. And it's just going to go away anyway. And then I think I'll play Island. Next turn I can play Forest off of Misty. Not the Pokemon character, but the Rainforest character. They have Ocelot Pride. They need another land to play that Sanctifier. Do they not have it? I can just hang on to Troll. Because I'm not living ending next turn. And I still don't have a Cascade spell, by the way. Okay, actually I will. Having that one Troll, I think is less important than thinning my deck at the moment, so I'm actually going to do it. Even though I'm going to lose it when they play Sanctifier. There's yet another Street Wraith. I don't think I need that yet. What I do need is Misty Rainforest for basic forest. Evoke Wistfulness. Yeah. I've got plays next turn too. I can just cast Re-Wraith if I need to. Let's get rid of Void Mirror. I find it more of a problem than Overlord at the moment. Sky Turtle's not black or red. Another Void Mirror. I don't want to use Street Wraith to go to 8. 7, 6, 5. I'd go to 5. And then I would need to bounce the Void Mirror again with Odawara. I'm going to let that resolve. They're out of mana, so I think I will bounce Ocelot Pride or Guide of Souls. I think Guide of Souls is still a bigger problem. And I'm actually getting kind of desperate, so I will probably cycle this Street Wraith eventually. There's a Dismember. Alright, I think my plan is just I'm going to cast Dismember. Don't need Geo. Well, okay, I think I've got one more turn to deal with this game. So I think actually what I need to do is hold up Odawara. Opponent plays Guide of Souls. I'll let them attack. I'm going to cycle this now to help my decision making. Okay, the plan is that next turn Overlord is going to hit a Cascade spell and it's going to work out. That's the plan. Going to save this Dismember for a post Living End use. Dismember can take out Overlord clean. Bounce the Void Mirror. Also, Mistrise Village gets around Void Mirror. Okay. Opponent goes to 20. We go to 3. And the plan is that this Overlord will hit a Shardless Agent. Look at that. I hit 2 of them. What a champ. That was a very European moment. Opponent could like surgical me. Yeah, whatever. Oh no, I'm going to gain life. How terrible. Remember, they don't get Overlord back yet next turn, so we got a combat phase before we have to deal with that. Alrighty. And I don't think I need to do anything with Shardless Agent. I think we're good. Give me some life. Target the Sky Turtle. Okay, after looking at our play set of Street Wraiths, the opponent gives up. Go to the final round. This hand has land. It's got things to do, but they're not impressive. I'm going to mulligan. That was a very mature mulligan from me. This is basically the same hand, but without living end. So I'll keep. Put back Endurance. We're very far from casting it. Just looking for a land, I think, or a Cascade spell. Another Bloodstained Mire opponent. Opponent shocks into Blood Crypt and casts Thoughtseize. Go ahead, look at my hand. It's none of those cards are good, so this is really just kind of like a burn spell for me. They take Sink into Stupor. I think that was not the card to take. I mean, this hand has another land plus 2 redraws. I don't think you're going to land heck me. But it's what they took. I think all those choices were pretty valid. I guess it's the only one that's not a creature. I would like to see what's up. There's Halo 4. Let's Surveil. Try to put Living End in the graveyard. Overlord, I'll keep. And you know what? I'm just going to get rid of Moonshadow. This card can do a lot of damage quick. It's not quite as important to keep out of play as Psychic Frog is, because it's not going to get advantage every time it hits you like Psychic Frog does. But it's not a pleasant card to get hit by either, obviously. Hopefully they're out of things to do. Opponent Dreams of Steel and oils us. They get 2 cards here. Not the worst. Let's see, what did they do? They exiled Street Wraith. Don't blame them for that. Overlord comes down. And I will take the Street Wraith, I suppose. Send it back to the graveyard where it belongs. Play the fetch land, nice. Super Shredder. Played against this at the pre-release. Alright, this is basically like Moonshadow, but with no end in sight. And it costs 2 mana. We shall go ahead and get the third, count 'em 3 Surveil lands. I like having 3 of them. I'll top that, I guess. Impend another Overlord. Looking for a Cascade spell. We got it. Done. Don't thought seize me, bro. Pass the turn. Opponent puts a counter on their Shredder. Opponent Sealifiers us. I guess our fate is sealed. And hits us for 4. Subtlety, not a bad draw, but not what we're doing this turn. Hopefully we're just winning the game. Opponent does get a FOMO. What to do with the Shardless Agent? How does their graveyard look? Their graveyard has... Well, their graveyard's not going to have anything. I think I'm actually going to put this on top. I'll plan to chump block a bunch and then Living End again. Just need to slow the game down for these Overlords. Opponent Unholy Heats. Our Street Wraith. Gonna top the Shardless Agent. And leave myself some options. Fear of missing out can kill you quickly. It's surprising how fast this card will actually deal with you if you let them get too set up. Another Netherglyph. Another Nether. And I don't think I even want to attack. Or do I? Do I want to attack? No, I don't want to attack. I want opponent to commit to board. I might be done Living Ending. I just also wanted the option. Like, if our opponent has 2 creatures in hand right now and they play them both, I want the option. Okay. Not sure I agree with that, but they don't have anything, so I guess they don't have a choice. I will get this in play and start attacking with it. I want to attack with 1 subtlety now, but I want blockers. I'm pretty far ahead in this game. Now I'm really far ahead in this game. I'm being extra cautious here because fear of missing out plus Netherglyph could get really big. I realize I'm going to have an Overlord here to block with. That's okay. I missed out on 3 damage to, I think, make it more likely that I win. Yep, opponent agrees. They must have just not drawn very well. All right, what to do? I don't think I want Ashiok. I don't know what I do want. Maybe Harvester. I think Harvester is good even, actually I don't know. Huh. Endurance is definitely great. I think the cut is Wistfulness and 1 Force of Negation. I don't want to. They're a Thoughtseize deck. I don't want to cast Force of Negation into Thoughtseize. I just want a Wistfulness, actually. Yeah, this is fine. The problem with Ashiok is if I play it and I get rid of their graveyard and they have a FOMO or some other cheap creatures in play, the Ashiok just dies. And they can fill up their graveyard again. And if they're just attacking me like I need help anyway, Ashiok does not protect your life total other than the turn that they kill it. Okay, this hand's better than nothing. I mean, yeah, it's better than a 0 card hand. I think I will take Sink into Stupor. Okay, opponent casts DRC into nothing. That's pretty good. I will Hedge Maze. Top that. Nice. If they Thoughtseize next turn, we play around it. And now I will fire off a Subtlety, I think. Especially if it's a FOMO. They Thoughtseize us. It happens. No clear choice, I think, here from our opponent. I think it's probably Endurance. Yeah, opponent agrees. They take Endurance. Yeah, sure, you can draw with your Street Wraiths. I'm not losing the Street Wraith battle, by the way. I'm really losing the Street Wraith battle. Okay, maybe we have to play this game differently now. Downside of having swamp. Well, I don't have to get swamps. I could play this game swampless. I think it's unlikely, but it's possible. I don't ever actually need black mana with my current hand. I can just discard this troll and fail to find. I think that's what I'm going to do until I have a reason otherwise. I'm about to draw Shardless Agent. Opponent could Thoughtseize it. That's fine. Opponent casts FOMO. Let's just go ahead and slow them down. Don't want to give up my Shardless Agent. Street Wraith, Moonshadow, Street Wraith, like, I think I'm really not gonna Living End soon. Seal of Fire. Okay, now I'm gonna make what looks like a stupid play, and I'm going to surveil and then shuffle. But I really need to know if I can afford to get a swamp this game or not. And if I see like an endurance on top, I'm just going to leave it. Actually, I can't surveil. All right. Screw it. That was bad play. I'm gonna put a swamp into play. We're gonna bin that. Didn't matter. And I'm gonna swamp cycle. Now that the cat's out of the bag, I can just get more tap swamps. Opponent's not killing me dead too bad yet. Let's go ahead and cycle. Now my graveyard's kind of catching up. That was a good draw. But the problem is Street Wraith does so much burst damage and they get to attack first. I really just want an endurance. Well, I already had one, so we got it. Okay, opponent needs a Thoughtseize right now. And if they Thoughtseize, there's even an argument to just use endurance. I don't know how good it is. Let's see. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures versus 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 3, 6, 9 unblockable plus whatever FOMO does. Actually, yeah, I think I'm just ahead on board post Living End, even if they attack first. Okay, the Phoenix changes things. Yeah, Phoenix changes things. Darn. Guess I should have kept that Force of Negation, but I never had priority to get rid of that. 7 doesn't quite kill me. All right, so the new plan is to draw a green card. I go to 2. Oh, they don't attack. Okay. He could have attacked again. Well, that Force Negation is a turn too late. But something I can do now is just hardcast Endurance. Haha! You're not the only person with Street Wraith, but you have more of them. Okay, we can shrink that Dragon's Rage Channeler, and we can chump block the fear of missing out. So this is when it attacks. So I have to do this before combat. Okay, so FOMO only triggers if he has Delirium, which I can take away. Okay. No Delirium for our opponent. They have Flying and Haste. Doesn't matter about Haste anymore. Endurance to the Yard. Okay, opponent's gaming. What do I want to do here? Guess that has to resolve. Also of note, Detective's Phoenix will stick around after this creature dies. So I need to draw a Generous Ent right now. Okay. That's something. So if I Shardless Agent, they're going to pop now Spellbomb. I'm left with Detective Phoenix versus Shardless Agent. Or I take 2, go to 6, and then I take 2 again from Seal and go to 2. Plus, if Dragon's Rage hits me ever, I'm at 1. Or I can let them go to their turn, bounce FOMO, or, well, no, I have to bounce FOMO. It's going to kill me. I think the play is Shardless Agent. No, is it? Hang on. So I go to their turn, I bounce FOMO, I take 1. Then they play FOMO again. They get to discard something, but then I clean up all these creatures potentially. Okay, fine. My next living in could mow the lawn. Can I let them attack with FOMO? I'm going to go to 1 here, by the way. Have to do this now. They have 5 here. You know what? No, they can't. They can't get Delirium. They can get Enchantment Artifact Land. So I go to effectively 1. Good thing Seal of Fire, this pre-modern all-star, only does 2 damage. Fear of missing out. That's exactly what we wanted. Hopefully we just dodge a creature here. Alright, they don't discard. If they don't discard, what do they have? They have Mishra's Bauble. No creatures. Come on. They put Nethergoyf into the yard. That's not good. Okay, Generous Scent would be huge. Oh my goodness. Alright. I think Generous Scent was like one of the few cards in our deck that kept us in the game. We will cast the Living End. They're going to use Nile Spellbomb. They're going to pay the black. We cycle the Ent. Get a breeding pool, I suppose. Now we have 2 creatures versus 1. Do not pay. All right. Overlord ticks down. He's still a turn slow at the moment. No burn spells. Opponent draws up to 3 cards. What's in my exile? I still have 2 living ends in the deck. Okay, he can give Detectives Phoenix haste. He can give this haste. And another Nethergoyf. Hopefully he doesn't see that line about Moonshadow having haste. Or he doesn't have enough to collect evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he doesn't have enough evidence to collect. Nice. And I'll share with you all a fun fact. Force of Negation can counter Detectives Phoenix when it's cast for Bestow. I'm just going to gain the life now before they can bolt me or something next turn. Okay. Overlord comes down. He might have to sack the Seal of Fire simply for the converted mana cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'd still need 1. This has Menace. These do not. That's 3. Okay, opponent's now dead in 3 hits from Street Wraith. Opponent sends with everybody without collecting evidence still. Okay, what do we do here? I think we go block and then block, block. And no, if I take 4, I die. That's, this is lethal. All right, never mind. So it's lethal because they have Seal of Fire and I can't block enough. I guess I could have drawn a Street Wraith. Nah, all right. Okay, after thinking about it some more, I think I'm going to go 1 Harvester for 1 Foundation Breaker. Harvester is not likely to take out one of their big things, obviously. Okay, that hand's pretty good. It's Thoughtseize resistant in that it's 7 cards. Am I going to play the Street Wraith game? This is another hand that could function without black mana for a while. Just going to go ahead and surveil. Get Hedge Maze for now. Good, we like to see that. Cards I would like to draw include Endurance, Overlord of the Baelmerk, Formidable Speaker, basically just anything but Living End. Endurance, that's really good. I'm gonna get the Swamp. I don't think I need to play the Swamp game this game. Wistfulness has been detected. Could just Living End next turn. We are allowed to do that with our Living End deck. With Sultai, I find myself trying to like strategically plan for, 5 turns in the future. Whereas with Bant, you have so many Cascade spells, you can just start shoving them, or you can shove one, and then if they counter it, they're down at least 1 card, and then you can play a normal game from there. But with Sultai, you only get 4 of these things. What does Bro decide to do? All right. Maybe they'll just scoop to this. They already played a land, so they are done with black mana for this turn. Nile Spellbomb, at least they can't use it and pay the black. Okay. They don't know about Mistrise, but I don't think that matters. I'm not just going to play into Nile Spellbomb. They do know about Endurance, so they won't attack into it. Opponent Thought seizes us. Actually, I'll wait for that Surveil to resolve. They Surveil to the top. We shall cast Endurance because it's our best card. All right, we are out of Cascade spells. As I was saying earlier in the game, you run out of them quick in Sultai. Opponent has Nethergoyf. And a Seal of Fire. How wonderful. Overlord would be good. Or just a Charlotte's Agent. Play the land. I think I'm going to attack. This looks like I drew another Endurance. And if they block, I don't have to play Living End. Yeah. So we're going to let them pop their Spell Bomb. They could Seal of Fire their own Dragon's Rage Channeler. That can happen. Gonna use Swamp Cycle. Hopefully they don't have a bunch of Street Wraiths. Well, they can only have one, but they could have four. Get the Sewers. Leaving Curator in my hand, one because it's blue, and two because I can cast it. This is the problem with playing Seal of Fire in Modern. I don't think it's very high impact. I think it's kind of a cute card with Dragon's Rage Channeler, and the opponent gives up. Overall, I don't know how I feel. There's things I like about Bant and there's things I like about Sultai, but because you're still watching at the end of this video, I will open the chest just for you. As I was saying, this chest is for whoever's still watching in particular. In fact, email me danklivingend@gmail.com, say I want the chest, and maybe I'll just send you whatever I open here. Let's see, what is it? All right. If you want Punish Ignorance or Turtles Forever, email me at that email address I just told you. Leave a comment on this video, like, subscribe, and I will send you Turtles Forever. Peace.